I'm recording now.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everybody. That's going to be in the episode. I don't care. Welcome,
Whatever.
everybody, to Apartment Theater.
Apartment theater.
We're
Where we
here.
build theaters in your apartment.
Yeah, welcome to Home Renovation Apartment Theater.
Yeah.
I think we'd make a lot more money than what we do now if we did
We
that.
sure as shit would.
I feel this is something that we might want to invest in.
I don't know if I would want Danny to be setting up my TV, though, because she can't see colors correctly, so I would hate for her
But
to be
I
like,
understand electronics, and I
be like, yeah, this looks good. Danny,
I program
I
a
can't see
lot of stuff. You realize that, right?
She does program it. She's also an artist. She paints and shit.
more like a fartist. Fucking got him.
Yeah.
All right,
Got
so
'em.
anyway,
No.
we are, but yeah, if you want home renovations, yeah, message us. We'll help you out. No, we
Mhm.
won't. But
I know a guy.
so we're part 3 in Hot Girl Summer. Part 1 was Immaculate. Part 2 was Last Night in Soho, and this one was You Won't Be Alone.
Mhm.
Came out a couple of years ago in an isolated mountain village in 19th century Macedonia?
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 Is that where this was?
I think that's how it is.
Oh, okay.
A young feral witch, Cass, accidentally kills a peasant. Danny.
Happens.
She assumes the peasant's shape to see what life is like in her skin, igniting a deep-seated curiosity to experience life inside the bodies of others.
Kind of sounds like a parasite.
We are all parasites.
We are all parasites, actually. Yeah.
So, Danny,
This movie.
This movie.
This movie. All right. So,
I feel
this movie.
I feel like this is one of those movies that like you almost have to watch it in order to understand what the fuck is going on.
So,
Uh
I'm just gonna say one thing that irritated the fuck out of me is she took all of these people's personas, and she even grew up from being a child that she
Mhm.
took the skin of, and she never learned to speak.
she couldn't.
Oh,
The witch at the beginning that claims her severs her vocal cords. That's
I thought it was. Oh,
no, that's why she claims her. That's why she never can talk.
I thought she cut out her tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like yeah, she like fucking
That
makes
makes
it so
more
she
sense.
can't speak. So that's why she never talks.
I thought. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Well, even when she takes over the body, she gets vocal cords.
No, I think she just takes over the skin.
yeah, I think it's just like a carryover.
Yeah,
to-
it's more like
Well,
a.
I don't know because
the fact
I
that
don't
she
know.
can get laid without saying anything. Ultimate Riz. That's some
right.
brain rot for you.
yeah,
Holy shit.
I mean, all
As
the
a
people.
I mean,
guy
she was
and a
real
girl.
cute, so.
Yeah.
They were all really cute.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have to say too who we picked for the hot girl for this.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. We should probably.
Yeah,
it
which she wasn't
was,
in there for very long, but she's literally like on the poster for the
I
movie.
don't
so.
remember who we picked.
It was
in our-
Numi Rapis. Rapace?
Yeah, she is pretty hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's very cute.
Even being living in dirt for most of her life, still
Mhm.
hot as fuck.
She's in a movie called Lamb, which I would recommend. It's a movie that, for 90% of it, I'm like, this is just some nice vibes. They're just
Mm.
chilling with this little lamb kid, and they're just having a
Mm.
good time. Now, the beginning, some of the beginning part and the ending part is where it's like, well, all right, maybe it's not total vibes. There's some really bad stuff happening in those parts.
but
But
the
in
middle.
the middle, it's just like, I love this little guy. I was like, I want to hang out. I was like, I will watch a movie that's just this little lamb kid, just because it wears a little raincoat too,
Aw.
and little boots, and it's just like, here's this little lamb guy. He's just
Aw.
chilling. And then, yeah, the whole movie is.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
I told you you can't see it in the podcast, but definitely watch this movie.
Yeah.
I know it's a horror movie, and for
Mhm.
some, well, I mean, if you're watching this, well, if you are watching it on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Or
check it out.
listening.
But if you're listening to it on Spotify
Mhm.
or anything, but yeah,
Mhm.
check out Lamb because yeah, it's just I don't know. The whole time I was watching, you're like, this is nice. You know what I didn't feel like though? This movie, You Won't Be Alone, this did not have nice vibes. In fact, I would argue that this movie was fucking boring.
Oh my, see, that was my, okay.
Were you afraid to say that it was boring? When have you ever been afraid to tell me that you hated something?
So the premises of this movie, the idea of this movie, everything about the movie, I like.
Yeah.
What I don't like is how slow everything is. I didn't speed it up a lot, Justin.
A lot.
No. The fact that you even said it at all.
Yeah.
I put it at 1.25.
You make me want to take a knife to my throat.
This movie made me want to take a knife to my throat.
Oh
God.
man.
Wow.
I'm the controversial opinion here because I thought this movie was great.
It's
Fantastic.
just,
Yep.
I'm glad that you liked it.
I'm the hot take here.
I love like the idea of this movie. I love the witches like getting the skin on and her like Maiden Maria's backstory. I loved all of that. I just really couldn't stand the pace. I couldn't do the pace. But otherwise, I did like the movie. I just didn't like the pace of it. I also like her hands. That was pretty.
The like telltale sign of a witch is just claws and some weird appendage on your hand. Yeah.
It made me think of platypuses because you know how platypuses have their like
their
random
little
spike,
poison.
and I'm like, yeah. So I was like,
I was about to say, you guys usually say that you're witches, and Danny, I think, is the only one that has nails right now.
I do. They glow in the dark.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't get nails because they hurt and that's too much work. I ain't got time.
I like
I
having
don't get them
weapons.
because of the male stigma, so.
We can paint your nails, Justin. Let's go get you a manicure.
No, I want some real cunty nails. All right, if
you want some real long ones?
I want some long ones. Well, only on one hand, like my left hand, because I still need to wipe my butt, and I don't really want to like.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the girls that have their like nails that are like 2-3 inches long, they have cool designs on them. I love the designs on them. How do you wipe your ass? Do you have a bidet?
You gotta get a bidet, man.
I gotta know.
I watched a video where there was a lady who had really long nails, and she talked about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I just kind of like bunch it up into my nails, and then just wipe, and I'm good to go." And I'm like, well, all right.
That's the answer. That's how it goes.
I was thinking of just taking like a garden hose, like the attachment thing, and just blasting your butthole.
That's
I think there are some toilets that are like that. I think it's in
Europe.
Well, it's a lot of like Southeast Asian countries too, besides like the bidet and stuff. But like if you want to go to, I think it's Thailand. Yeah, you get the nice hose that's gonna. Which I'm like, sometimes, man, why are we talking about this? Anyway.
I mean, butt stuff.
Yeah, anyway. So, the idea that sometimes there were times where I was watching this where I'm like, oh, cool, like they're understanding the perspective of these people and trying to understand where everyone is coming from. And also kind of giving people like a second chance of life when they die.
Yeah.
But there were some things, I mean, these are like nitpicky things, but why would you just follow a naked woman that approached you? But then again, I was thinking, in those times, look, it's gonna be a long winter, so I might as well just get drowned or killed by this random naked lady.
Yeah.
Here's the opposing thing to that.
He was also apparently a lush too, so or not a lush.
So in this
horny.
time frame, the only women that come out of the forest naked like that are the witches, the Wicca, like Wiccan, all that fun stuff.
We need to go back to
because
let's get naked in the woods.
Well, that's the thing. You get naked in the woods and you dance together and crap. So like the point is like because they really wanted to put an emphasis on witches. That is a stigma that does come out of like because obviously this is a part of like Europe. Like it's there. That is something. She is fucking hot, so let's be honest. Like, if a hot chick just walks out of the woods, let's be real.
I would like to think that I know better.
Well, I was.
I don't know,
I was
Justin, do
watching the
you?
movie-
I don't think there's a single woman, period, that could emerge from the woods naked, and I go, yeah, all right, I'll go for it. Yeah, why
So-
not? Why not?
Here's the thing. I was watching the movie with John, and I. So this guy is screwing her when she's
John
in
would
her. Yep. So I was like, this man can obviously see the claws and the spike out of her hand. Like, he can obviously see that, and he is still going for it and ignoring it. And John's like, yeah, I'd ignore it too. And I'm like, oh, okay. Makes sense.
Dudes be dumb, man.
Well,
Dudes be
John
dumb.
also lives in the middle of nowhere in
Yeah.
Ireland, so
Yeah.
He also
yeah,
lives in
it's
Ireland. I
like-
feel like he's used to that kind of shit, so.
yeah, it's like,
I-
yeah, you know what? Might as well.
Ireland is actually just like a fake world all the time in fantasy, so it's fine.
The sun never shines, so it's like
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Well, he made a comparison because he was just like, you have nails like that most of the time, so you just ignore it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, she's also hot. Let's be real. Like what you just said. Oh, it's gonna be a long winter, and suddenly this hot as fuck chick just walks out of the woods.
I mean, if she comes
So-
out naked, like at least she's airing it out. Because I mean, people back then wore a lot of layers.
Yeah.
and that stuff smells probably like a Star-Kissed factory or something. Like,
I mean, they did wash still.
Like once
They
a
did.
week.
No, it was more often than that.
The-
People
the
were definitely
weekly
still
shower.
clean. Like,
You know what's one thing I was thinking about while I was watching this is like, so
how much you want to be naked in the woods?
yeah. I
yeah,
actually
totally.
don't. I actually don't.
I-
The woods are full of ticks and bad things.
Yeah, no,
Especially in the Midwest for Cass and
Well,
I.
here's
Yeah,
the
no
thing.
thank
This
you.
Danny
is why.
is near New Jersey, so it's kind of like
Yeah, it's
eh.
same thing. Look, here's the thing: is like there is two places I don't understand why people would screw in. Is that's on a beach with sand and
What?
in the woods because ticks
And New Jersey.
And
and
New
Jersey.
Yeah. Don't have
But,
sex in New
like-
Jersey, folks. It's
You know
gross
what?
there.
I
You
would
get
love to see the
staph
Wiccan
infections.
of New Jersey, where it's just some like haggard lady that smells like cigarettes.
Oh man,
She's covered in lottery tickets.
What's
just
about
go to
like
Newark.
we haven't talked about the like weird body horror that's in this movie, which I
Yeah,
think is
there's a-
great.
I
I-
didn't like how the main witch lady looked because it looked very like, yep, that's a suit that she's wearing.
Oh yeah,
She looked
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
Mhm.
I
yeah.
I get the premises that she was burned alive, so this is like her skin
Just
burns.
like Freddy Krueger. Oh
Just-
my
God.
god!
Mhm.
This is actually a soft
Burns do have that look, but
Mhm.
not that close together. It's a little more like separated if you go and look at Burns.
Mhm.
She looks like a brain. Burns don't
Oh,
typically
yeah.
look like a brain.
Yeah.
So I still liked it. I thought it was cool, but it's definitely
Yeah.
not.
Everybody gets the same like scratch mark thing.
yeah, on
too.
their chest
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
like
it's
a mark of the
twisting
witch.
to them.
Yeah,
And they
well,
spit in it. And I'm like, ah.
yeah,
They spit
usually-
fire or they spit blood into it as
Yeah, and then
flaming,
burn it with
and then
fire.
seal it with fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
see. I liked that weird stuff about it. I liked the folklore aspect of it. Like,
I'm shocked.
I know, I'm a slut for good witchy folklore from all countries.
I can agree. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like, I
I-
like it, but I just didn't like how slow it was.
Yeah, I mean, she was kept in a cave up until she was 16, the main character, because she was promised to this witch.
So was Danny.
Yeah, we finally got her out. It's wild.
It'd be like that though.
She's
but
still
then-
very feral, though. You do not want to get close to her.
Yeah, you really don't. She bites.
A lot.
Yeah. So she doesn't know anything about the world, so exploring the world through various people makes a lot of sense, especially since that's a thing she can just do. Apparently, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. I just
I-
thought it was like fun and interesting, like storytelling in that sort of way, and
I-
You were having
experiencing the
fun?
world. I was actually having fun with this movie. I was like, and like she points out how cruel the world is to women, and like that experience of like being an adult woman and like learning the different things of like a woman's duty and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Think of the power squatting the fucking baby out. We intentionally have had 2 movies now.
I know.
Where someone squats out a baby.
I mean, that's the way we used to give birth.
The
Like,
fact
and
that,
then went right back to working in the field.
I mean, it's kind of still like that in
crazy.
a way. You pop out that baby and you're expected
Oh,
to go
yeah.
to work the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I like the premises because I haven't, unless there's like something I've missed like with folklore, and I do like to read a lot of it. I've never saw ripping their chest cavity open and taking
The
meat
organs.
and organs
There's
shoving
all
into
organs
themselves.
from.
That makes you whatever they were. Like I
That
love
was
that
great.
aspect. Yeah, I liked when she was a dog. I'm like, I'd be a dog.
I know,
Straight up.
right? Like you can straight up be like any animal you want. Like you
Yeah,
can,
like
you're just a full-on witchy shapeshifter. Which I wonder like what their actual like name is, in Macedonia. Like what they're called if they're like shapeshifters or witches or whatever.
I would take over a cat and just sleep in a really cozy store.
Yeah, that would be
Hang
great.
out.
I would become a library cat.
Yes.
Yeah, or a bookstore cat. Or a museum cat. That would be great too.
There's museum cats?
Yeah. Don't you know of what's his name? There's like a little black cat, and he's Indiana Jones, and he's in one of the natural history museums. And he
I
just
didn't
like
know that.
wanders around. Yeah,
didn't know that.
he's on TikTok. He's got an account. Yeah. Well, somebody made him an account, but I don't know if his name is actually it's something Jones, but it's a play off of Indiana Jones. It's really cute.
There's one cat. I keep sending him to you, Cass, but like he's blind,
so.
Oh yeah.
and they just give him things to smell, and he was smelling a cheeseburger, and then like I commented, and I was like, I just wish this cat knew, or I wish this cat could see how much I love him. 'Cause
So
he's so great.
I found what it's called in German, which is Aufhocker, which
I'm
I
sorry,
probably
what?
butchered that.
Aufhocker.
Aufhocker. Aufhocker.
What?
So, but I can't find the Macedonian language or folklore because Google hates me, and I also don't feel like deep diving
Googling
too
that
much
hard.
right now.
Yeah.
But I just like I've never I like that aspect of just shoving the organs in the chest cavity to become them. I also like watching that lady become a wolf. And I like the idea of the lady being so pissed off about the other girl.
Finding a means of happiness.
Yeah,
and like
finding a means of
wholeness.
so she just kills the boy that I also think he doesn't talk.
I don't think he does either. I think he's also
So-
mute because we never hear him speak. And
Yeah.
like
He got
he
attacked by the boar, right?
By the witch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
boar
Old
witch.
maid. Old maid Maria, because she was pissed off how happy the witch was, so she killed him, and then that's when she went after to kill the baby, and then she made the baby. The mother made the baby a witch, so then she wouldn't
And
die.
2
I-
movies where a baby gets killed.
It'd be like that
Hot
though.
Girl Summer.
Hot Girl Summer.
John said at least
girl
in this
things.
movie, they brought the baby back to life.
That's true. Yeah, she didn't fully die. She saved her.
She became the witch. She is now
Yeah.
a witch. I liked her little like claws, her baby,
Yeah, her baby
witchy
clothes.
claws.
Her baby clothes. Yeah.
But the other thing I was thinking about, like at that point, like awesome, she saved her. It shows what a mother would do to protect her baby, even when you're just learning instinct, like this whole new thing of like just mother instinct. But does she leave? Because there's gonna be a lot of questions had there.
Yeah,
like,
she's
that
gonna have to go
will
find
evolve
another persona.
Like that are gonna get both of them.
Like the wild thing to me is that she didn't just absorb that little girl when that little girl like fell, but like actually aged as that person, like aged with it. And I'm like, so how old is like the witch herself? Does her aging start when she like reabsorbs something or someone? Like
that's
that's the craziest shit to me, that I'm like, oh, she actually like ages with them. It doesn't like like static her age.
Imagine then going
it kind of
like going to someone else and then leaving that other person behind and then just being like, I'm gonna ruin your life because I don't know how to do anything that you were doing.
Well,
yeah,
she's still like I think the aged body though is still the body that she stole. Because like she does look almost exactly the same every single time she comes out of shape-shifting before she takes a new form. Yeah. So I don't think they age if they're taking the skin of something.
That could be.
So I think that's where it probably keeps them in like
around for a long time. Yeah.
Because at first with the Old Maid Maria story, I thought she was like an ancient like ghost kind of witch kind of thing that like is expecting offerings and like all that crap. Until with Navita, I forget her name. I know it starts with an N. Not the actress, the actual character
it's
in
Nevada, thank you.
That's not what it is.
It's NVIDIA. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a graphics card.
But and she kills her and she dies. So that puts her like she was actually something.
Yeah, this is a weird one to talk about because it's really like you just gotta
watch it.
Yeah.
You gotta experience it yourself and because it feels like you're going on almost like a nature walk. I feel like a lot of stuff looked really nice.
Yeah. There was nice shots in it.
Like you're going on like a spiritual journey through life and through the lives of other people as well. Like I think everybody has that curiosity of like, what is it like to be that guy?
I like,
and then you realize, oh, it sucks. I'm gonna be a dog.
And like the fact that she had like such a shitty childhood, and then she got to like basically press the rewind button on it, and just like assume a new child, and because she makes the comment, I didn't know that it could be like this, like so wholesome and happy, and just like I'm just living as a kid, like how it's supposed to be. Like I'm like, that like imagine being able to do that to just
I really also like the beginning shot though, like what you were saying, like pretty much the eye seeing through eyes of something else. The shot as a cat, and like you were the cat. I liked that. There is a lot of trauma in this movie. A lot of goopy noises. Lots of goopy noises.
What movie do we pick doesn't have trauma?
Or
no,
goopy noises?
I think we project a lot of our own trauma onto the movies we watch.
Kind of. I mean, a lot of horror movies explore that shit, though. Like, that's kind of the point of them. Is
I feel this is probably just therapy to us, and we just don't realize it.
Well,
therapy session.
We just talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
Martyrs was therapy, though. Martyrs.
Why do we always bring... You always bring up Martyrs.
The movie's so good, but so much. But
I've seen it twice. Like,
it's just so much. Like I said, I like this movie. I like the aspect. I like the premises. When things were actually happening, I enjoyed it. But I just felt it was very slow paced.
One of the things I was gonna bring up though is like when you're switching to so many bodies. Are you still you when you're switching to those bodies?
I think she is.
Yeah.
Well, no. But I'm meaning like, what exactly makes
you
though? Yeah.
I think that's
like when you're in someone else's body, it's like well, it's not mine, but I feel like I'm me in this body, but I'm not me because it's not me. It's someone else. But like, what am I?
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I like this movie is that it makes you question that. Like, what makes you you? Like,
I think that was one of
yeah. Which I recently asked a bunch of people this. Where do you feel like you live in your body?
In my brain.
In your brain? Okay.
In the black hole.
No, that's not an answer, Danny.
My void.
So her butthole.
Her butthole. Okay. Danny's self is in her butthole.
I'm gonna say I totally live in my heart because I do everything and not really think John says I have such a happy outlook onto situations and I always think the best, and he's like and there's just things where it's like it's not gonna happen like that, and I'm like, but if you put your heart into it and you manifest it with your heart, it happens. And I was just like proven, like, how much stuff have I done that you said was just like, what, that's happened. Like, sure, maybe I just live a little blind, but obviously it works out.
Also, I deeply appreciate that when I asked you guys this, you just knew what I was talking about.
I mean, we spent all the time together. I feel our brains would mildly mix.
Because some people were like, what are you talking about? Like, can you explain what you mean by, like, where you live in your body? And, like, some people just know. They're like, yeah, I live in my head. Yeah, I live in my heart. I had 2 people said that they are just, like, their whole body. Like, they feel like they just are them. I was like, that makes a lot of sense, too. I had one person say their stomach, that, like, that's where they live. Which I like. This was a question that was like, I think I heard it on TikTok or something, and because it was like somebody's therapist asked them, and I was like, ooh, that's a good question. Which I'm a head person as well. I think I live in my head, but like my emotions like flow down through my throat and then like expand out. Like I'm ambiently like up here, but like when emotions happen, they spread and do things. Like, that's, I don't know. But like,
I overthink like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why I feel like I'm up in my head more, is because I overthink a lot. And like, I also just sort of imagine that like my consciousness is just like this floating little ball of whatever, just like hanging out in the middle of my brain, just telling me stories and making decisions for me.
I feel like most of the time I just have an existential crisis about everything, and I'm like, am I just gonna like fade away? And then like, when I read something, when I watch something, I'm like, well, and like that feeling of I am not actually ever going to truly experience everything that I want to. And it sucks that we have to work in things where I'm like, I am just sitting here where I could be doing something that is productive, or I can go see something that I couldn't see before. Like I could go out into the sea and swim with whales. I could fly in the sky like a bird, like an eagle.
Tweet,
like,
motherfucker.
I could throw myself into a volcano.
You could. You wouldn't survive, but
I mean, a little bit of Lord of the Rings here.
Like a bug on a rock, but no. Instead, I'm trapped here in this tiny hot ass apartment where I feel like my skin is just grease. I don't want to be a grease boy anymore. I want to live free. I want to be out there. I want to. Cass, what is happening?
I don't know. I think somebody's setting off fireworks.
I am.
It sounded like somebody knocked on the door
of your house with my words.
Your house is actually haunted.
That's why she bought it.
Oh, it's fireworks. The cats are freaking out too, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know why somebody's setting off fucking fireworks. It's not 4th of July.
I mean,
yet,
Justin, like, that's when people just, like, get to that point where they say fuck it and then they go backpacking and, like, disappear for years.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that what you're gonna do?
that's what I'm gonna do.
We
I
could
mean-
do that.
We could
What
do
if I got it? What if all three of us
that. Mhm.
we bring some mics,
Mhm.
somehow have some internet so that we can upload it, and we just do the podcast in the woods
In the
every
woods.
day. We're like, all right, guys, and then I feel like
It'll-
Danny's gonna get mauled by something.
There'll just be one of us like in the tree or at the top of like the rocks, like holding like a
Holding
little
a laptop
antenna.
up.
Little
Well,
antenna.
no, like a little antenna, like just
Yeah.
like, all right, guys, we gotta do this quick.
Don't drop your arms, or else we're gonna
Mhm.
lose signal, and then we have to restart the upload again.
Yeah.
Um,
I would like that. That'd be fun.
That
that
But
would
nice.
be fun.
Mhm.
Let's if we're ever in the same area, we can just
Yeah.
record a few episodes. Like we're coming straight from the woods.
Coming straight from the
Let's
woods, guys.
go.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be great.
You guys just gave me an idea that I'll tell you after.
After we're done.
But
I say watch this movie. That's,
yeah, no.
That's what I
watch the
say.
movie.
I think it's great, and it's a
Pre-warning.
journey, and I don't know. It's a little bit of a spiritual experience, I think, but also there's some body horror that's a little goopy.
And boobies.
And rape.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, there's there's
Ah.
some of
Consensual
that.
Consensual sex too.
There's-
the consensual sex. There is. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot of
Mhm.
mentioning this.
Mhm.
That scene where she is giving the guy milk and like slowly like, pouring
Waterboarding
it.
him?
Well, no.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
Slowly pouring it, and he's like looking up at her, and she's looking down at him. I was like, "Woo!"
Wait, actually,
Maybe, but
you
it,
know-
but it had to be that person. Like, it's not just like
Mhm.
anybody could just
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Something else happened too. I watched Baby Reindeer. This also has to do with milk. I don't have like a milk thing. I just want to let the
Are we-
record set the record straight on
Uh-huh.
that. But there's a scene where he's eating something and it's too spicy, and the girl that he's seeing says, "Drink your milk, you fucking pussy." And I was like, if someone did that, if someone like her said that to me, I would have just blasted cum out of my ass. So
I don't want to question why it's there, but I almost forgot like to mention this too. What's with the like, Justin? As a man, you have to tell me if this is normal to be in the woods in a line naked with your bros
I
jacking
almost
off.
forgot
Yeah.
the group jack off session.
Ooh, that was wild.
That.
That was wild. That was
Hey,
that
you
was a
know,
whole thing.
Sometimes you and your friends, you gotta see.
They weren't just like
That-
walking and whacking.
Yeah, they were
Sometimes-
really into it.
Sometimes you just gotta
What the
vibe. If one dude's jacking, you don't want to just leave him
Leave
out.
him.
Join
Like,
him.
Make him feel like the odd one out. So
Yeah,
you're like,
man.
all right, I'll start jacking too, and then it kind of makes like a trickle thing, you know, where like everybody
Sure
who's
does.
in that area starts jerking it.
The guy like all the way on the left was really into it though. Like the
Oh,
other were, like casual, but that one was ready. He was going. He's like, I'm gonna make this film brilliant.
Yeah,
I-
that
sometimes
was the whole thing, y'all.
sometimes you just need to jack off with some friends in a lake to really understand where life is and where
Naked.
it's taking you.
You need to
Yeah,
specify
yeah.
this whole thing naked.
Hmm.
So, yeah, honestly, yeah, I thought the movie was boring, but I don't think it's like the worst movie we've ever seen. So,
No, definitely not.
no. Stay tuned for part 4. All right, so thank you guys for coming, and thank you
Yo.
guys for coming to the show. I want to thank everyone for listening. If you want to check us out, we're on Spotify and all the other things. We're not on iTunes, and I don't think we ever will be. So Apple, just whatever.
I've had so much issues trying to get Apple's. I can't even tell you. I really tried to get us iTunes shit, and it's just I don't continue.
Anyway, back to me.
All right, get the fuck out.
out-
Oh wait, no.
No, check out our other episodes as well. Download them. That helps us out a lot, like
Mhm.
a lot. So if you want to download every single episode and get like 10 friends to download every single episode,
Give us
Basically,
5 stars on
and give us
Spotify.
5 stars as well. That'd be fucking cool because we need it. We're dying. We're
Mhm.
dying. We need it. But yeah, it would help us out a lot though, because I know that there's a bajillion podcasts out there, and the fact that you came to ours, well, I don't know how you did it, but you did. And we're
Yeah.
here together, experiencing a moment
Mm-hmm.
as a family. Now get the fuck out,
Get
like
the
my
fuck
family.
out.
Bye-bye.
Get out.
Bye.
Oh.